Hey everyone, welcome to Comics with Bueller. As always, I'm Bueller. Today I'm doing a fun video. I'm showing my 25 most valuable comics in my collection from descending or ascending order, from basically from least valuable to most valuable at the last 25th one. You guys kind of get what I'm going for, right? Anyway, I've been asked, like, I've sold a lot of my collection. A lot of people have asked what I have left in my collection, and I wanted to put together something to show you my most valuable books as far as monetary values. That's what we're going to do today. Should be a lot of fun, so let's go ahead and get started with the 25th book in the collection, most valuable book. This is Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man number, it's really dark in here, 94, I think. I don't know, I can't tell. It is the first appearance of Cloak and Dagger, which is pretty cool, and this book sells for around $50, give or take, something like that. All right, next one up I have is God Country number 1. This is a variant for number 1. This is Donny Cates, kind of as a big, I don't know, independent title back in the day. So anyway, I guess it's been optioned to do a movie or a series, I don't know, but this one sells for around the $50 mark as well. Spider-Woman number 1. This is not the first appearance of Spider-Woman. That was in the other Marvel Spotlight, I believe, or something like that. But this is her first ongoing series. This book also sells for around the $50, 50, 55 bucks, somewhere in there. I actually got this from my buddy Comic Crazy, so thank you so much for that. It's autographed as well, and it's a special autograph, so we'll just say that. Next one up is an Infinity Gauntlet number 1. Great series. This one sells for around $60 for this condition. It's a beautiful cover. It's in pretty much near mint, and it's also autographed by Jim Starlin, which is kind of cool. It's not verified, but I was there. I know what happened, so you don't need CDC telling you. I was there. It's all good, so not bad at all. Next one is Avengers 83. This is the first appearance of the Valkyrie, and this one sells for about 70 bucks. This is kind of a rough condition one. That's why it's a little bit lower than it probably should be for the first appearance of that character. This was actually a gift from my buddy Casey. I had a copy of this. I sold it. He could tell I was a little bummed when I sold it, and he had one, so he sent it to me. So he made sure I'll never get rid of it because it was a gift, and I don't get rid of gifts. So thank you, Casey. Pretty awesome to have in my collection, and it's worth like 70 bucks, so it's not bad at all. Okay, let me set these down. Moving on, we have Wolverine at number 1, newsstand. This is a near mint copy. This is a beautiful looking book. Look at that black cover, looking good. You know, Wolverine. Everyone loves Wolverine. I do. One of my favorites. This one sells for about what I have, 85 bucks for this book right here. Some days over 100. So not a bad book to have, but they made quite a few of this book. Let's be honest. It's widely available. Next one I have is X-Men number 62. And this is actually autographed by Neil Adams as well. And this is the first appearance of Savage Land or something like that. This one sells for around 90 bucks in this condition. Very fine. I think very fine. Or maybe not that fine. it's a little hit or miss. It's actually not that bad for how old this book is. But it's got a couple first appearances in there. Got Kazar on there. It's X-Men. Neil Adams autograph. It's worth a little bit more. This was also a gift from my buddy Steve Whiting, so thank you very much. Speaking of Steve Whiting, he gave me this one as well. I believe he did. This is Harley Quinn number 1. This is a Comic-Con exclusive variant from Shannon Mayer. They have some other ones that are a different color background. This is the white background, so it's like an exclusive for the con circuit, I guess. New York Comic-Con, MegaCon, stuff like that. He gave this to me. This one sells for around $100. I think this is the only variant in my collection that has that type of value. Well, that's not true. I got another one coming up, but not bad at all. Thank you, Steve. Okay, let me set those down. We have the Incredible Hulk number 105. This is the first appearance of Missing Link, and 105 sells for about 105 bucks in this condition right there. Beautiful book. It's actually an iconic, pretty awesome cover. I have a like a wooden frame of this. Is just pretty cool. It's on my drawer as the kitchen cabinet, so it's pretty awesome. So I really like this. This was a gift as well. I can't remember who got it for me. Comic Book Gallery, something like that. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, my apologies. I've gotten a lot of gifts over the years, and obviously you can tell I hold on to them. So really cool looking book. Next one up is Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man number 1. This one in this condition, near mint, sells for about $110. One of my favorite books I have. I got 2 copies of this. I'm going to be selling one, or I might have already sold it by the time this video comes out. So awesome book to have, great series to have, and also a series that you can actually put together pretty reasonable. There's some keys in this run, like the first one I showed you, the Cloak and Dagger, and a few more. But you can put together this awesome Peter Parker Spider-Man run and have a nice set of books, like 175, something like that, for the first volume. All right, next one up is Wolverine #1. Back to Wolverine. This one in this condition sells for about 110 bucks. Iconic cover. It's also, as you can see up there, autographed by Chris Claremont. Very special book to me. Thank you, Chris, for autographing it. That was the first day I've ever met him, and we got to hang out that day and experience something pretty cool. So, or maybe not that cool, but it was an experience for sure. Thank you, Chris. Anyway, this is pretty cool. Glad to have it in my collection. It's worth some money as well, but I'll never get rid of it. All right, we'll set those down. Moving on, Amazing Spider-Man #134. This is the first appearance of Tarantula, I believe. And this one right here in this condition sells for 120 bucks. And as you can see from these last 2 covers, we'll pull this out here. Look at it. Almost the same thing. I pointed that out to Jerry Conway, and there's another one that matches it. I was like, what are you guys doing? And he wrote all 3 of them, and he didn't have any answers for me. But you know what? Pretty cool. I like the Tarantula. It's a cool character, and that's why I have his first appearance. It's worth a little bit of money. Okay, I had to doctor this one up because there's just some naked lady bits on this thing, and I had to do a little bit of artwork on it. But this is another variant. Hot Valley Days and Cocaine Nights. And this is #2. This is the naughty variant. And as you can see, I put my art skills to work right there. That's on the plastic. It's not on the book itself. But if you took those away, you can kind of see what's going on there. It's a little bit of happy times. And you know what? Whatever floats your boat, I guess. Anyway. Oh, geez. This one sells for about 125 bucks. It's kind of hard to find. Very, very low print. It was actually sent to me from the creator of the book. He sent me number 2 and 3. So, and I think he sent me #1 as well. So, thank you very much. And he sent me the trade paperback. So, awesome, dude. Awesome series. If you missed out on Hot Valley Days and Cocaine Nights, try to find it, man. They're spendy, but they're worth it. All right, next book up. Awesome book. Amazing Spider-Man #316. This condition, this one sells for about 150. These are all raw prices, obviously. This is the first appearance of Venom on the cover of a comic book, which is pretty cool. This is an iconic cover, and it's autographed on the first page from Todd McFarlane. Todd McFarlane autographed this for me back in '94 or '92, I believe it was, and I've had it ever since. I actually gifted this book to my buddy Sam for his birthday or Christmas before he passed away. And then when I went through the collection, I wanted to make sure to grab this because I didn't want this to be sold. It's something special. I wanted it to stay, so I grabbed it. I have it back in my collection, but this will be kind of something special that me and Sam shared together. So not bad at all. Sticking with the Spider-Man theme, we have Marvel Superhero Secret Wars #8. And I'm fudging the numbers on this one, but you know what? It's my video. I can do whatever the hell I want. This one is a little rough. There's a little notch out of the book right there, but if you put your finger over it, you're fine. And if you put your finger over it, that makes this book around 150 bucks for this condition. But if you take your finger off it, it goes down a lot in price. See? Finger? That's all you gotta do. Anyway, it is what it is. Like I said, it's my video. I can do whatever the hell I want. But you know what? To me, it's valuable. It's gotta be worth a little bit of money. So anyway, there you go. That's making that up. The Punisher #1 limited series, near mint condition. This one is spiked recently. This one's selling for like 170 bucks. I love the Punisher. As you guys know, it's my favorite character. And I love this cover. The whole 5-issue run of the limited series. One of my favorites. Read it multiple times. Mike Zeck doing his work. Awesome. Can't go wrong with this one. If you don't have these, pick them up. Either buy the hardcover or buy the single issues. You'll be happy you do. It's definitely worth every penny. Next one is a very undervalued, probably the most undervalued book in comics, to be honest. And it's a shame that this is worth as little as what it is. This is Amazing Spider-Man #42. This is probably a mid-grade copy. This one sells for around 200 bucks like this. And not much more, to be honest. $300 range for a higher end one. This is the first appearance of Mary Jane Watson. You see her, she talks to Peter, they're introduced. She says her line, face the tiger, you hit the jackpot. This is the first appearance. The reason why it doesn't get a lot of attention, she's not on the cover. And the cover is not anything special to write home about. It's a great looking cover, but obviously doesn't have anything to do with Mary Jane. And I think if she was on the cover or featured more, then this book will be more valuable. But if you ever see this book in the wild, buy it. It's a good investment, awesome, iconic character, and very undervalued. And some of the older Spider-Mans kind of hit that mark where they are undervalued, and this is one of them right there. Incredible Hulk number 102. This one is very fine in this condition. This is $250. This is when the Hulk came back. Hulk did the original run, 1 through 5 or 6 issues, went off for the Tales series, and then came back for his own title again, Incredible Hulk. This is the one, 102. 101 was the last one for the other one with, who is that, Submariner he's with or something like that? I can't remember for sure. You guys know. But this would be like the second installment of his own series, and that's what this is. Another iconic cover as well. And just love having it. I believe it was a gift also, so thank you very much. All right, we'll set these down. And this one I think kind of falls in the same range, and this is my only slab, but I'll show this right here. This is Proctor Valley Road number 1. See if I can get this on here. I'll have to hold it a little bit. Proctor Valley Road is a comic from Boom Studios. It's been optioned. This is the 1 in 50 Peach Momoko incentive. I love this book. I thought it's by Grant Morris. This one sells for around $250 to $300 range for this one, and I got it for like $50. I couldn't. My shop had it, and they don't necessarily have a lot of stuff. It was like $60 and 20% off, so whatever that was, $45, something like that. So I'm like, hell yeah, I'm gonna buy it. So I mean, I like the book. I kind of investment. This is like one of the only books I really like invested money into to hopefully pay off in the long run. It's already worth a couple $100 more than I paid for it, but I think down the road, if this series does come out and people enjoy it like I did, as far as like a movie or TV adaptation, sky's the limit for this book, and I have it. So I want a very, very low print run on this one. So there you go, not bad at all. My only Peach Momoko cover, I think, probably. All right, back to some old goodness. Iron Man Submariner number 1, fine condition. This book sells for, I'd say, around $300. $300 for this one. This book is one of my favorite ones. Got it from Emerald City Comic Con, I believe, and it predates Submariner number 1 and Iron Man number 1, and it's like one of the very first Marvel one-shots, if you want to call it that. Awesome, iconic cover. So glad I have it. Iron Man, I'm a big fan of, and just a very cool looking book. So, speaking of Iron Man, look at this, Iron Man number 1. I'm fudging the numbers on this one as well, but you know what? I think it's worth it. Almost started coughing there. This one, it's pretty beat up and well loved, but I'd say around $300 to $350 for this. Maybe a little bit more. I might be undervaluing this. This is Iron Man number 1. Very cool to have. His very first own series. Not his first appearance. That's the Tales of something or whatnot. But is his first solo series, and this is what it all came from right here. So, not bad at all to have. Appreciate Two Brothers Comics. It was also a gift from those lovely gentlemen. Love it. So there you go. All right, so moving on is Amazing Spider-Man number 33. Wonderful, wonderful book. One of my favorite iconic covers of all time. This is probably in fine condition. This is my oldest Spider-Man book I think I have in my collection now. This one sells for around $315 to $350, somewhere in there. And just an iconic book. I've had a couple copies of this book, and this is the better of the ones I had. I actually have a poster that Bob's World made for me. It's like a 5 foot by 4 foot poster, custom made. I don't know what I'm going to do with the poster, but I'm keeping it for sure. It's just awesome. I love this. They recreated this scene in, I think, one of the Spider-Man movies, the Amazing Spider-Man 1 or 2. I don't know for sure. Maybe it was the other one. There's been like, what, 20 of them so far? So it's one of them. Anyway, love this book. One of my favorites. Didn't know this was worth that much. I want to say thank you to Bob, because this was a gift from Bob, and this is a near mint condition. This is XMen number 100, and just an iconic cover as well. This is the first fastball special when Colossus takes Wolverine and throws him as a weapon and stuff like that. This book sells for around $450. I didn't know it was that much, and like I said, it was a gift from Bob for, I think, my birthday. He knew I needed 100, and he hooked me up, so I can't complain. These are robots, right? But it's not real, the X-Men fighting the X-Men. So Didn't know that until I read it. So there you go. Not a bad book at all. All right, we're getting down to our last 3 books, and let's fudge those numbers some more. So we have this is one of my 3 grails in my collection. This is XMen 94. I'm just going to say that another well-loved book. This one is going to be a little bit less because it is well-loved, but let's just say it's an average copy. It's going to cost around $450 to $500. This one is not an average. This one's got some special variant to it. It was a gift from Steven Spock. The dog is Spock, and the dog had it for a chew toy, I think, or something like that. So anyway, I love it. So anyway, he sent it to me, and it's just fantastic. And I love this book. I always wanted it. You know, it's the first Chris Claremont. It's the first new X-Men in the series. They were reprints for the last 30 issues before this, because the X-Men were struggling. This brought in the new X-Men. This brought in Chris Claremont to the X-Men, and all these stories that came after this are what we grew up with and what we all love. So awesome book to have. Love it. It's not the giant size X-Men. That's the one grail I'm missing. Eventually I'll pick it up, but this one, pretty cool. Next one is probably my favorite book in my collection, but it's not the most valuable, but it's second. Amazing Spider-Man number 129. In this condition, I would say we're looking around the $2,000 range for this book. It is intact. It's got all the stamps and everything. You know, there's nothing cut out, so that's pretty cool. But it is a little, you know, a little worn or whatnot. Beautiful yellow cover. Obviously, this is the first appearance of the Punisher, my favorite character of all time. Jackal as well is in here. This was a gift from my nephew and his wife, and I want to say thank you to Sarah and Grant for getting this for me. It's also autographed by Jerry Conway. I had the pleasure to meet him a couple times now and interview him, and he signed it for me, so that's pretty cool to have. So having it be my favorite character, autographed, and a gift, it hits all those boxes. So this is definitely my favorite book in my collection. Like I said, it's also worth around $2 grand. So awesome book to have. Last book on my list, and you guys have probably seen this before, I've talked about it many times, Hulk 181. And actually this was just mentioned, this actual book was just mentioned on my buddy Tom's podcast, because they were doing something on Hulk 181s, and I think Bueller was gifted one, and he's right. I was gifted this. This was a gift from Steve Whiting. I mentioned him early, and he knew I always wanted a Hulk 181, and he knew I was pretty cheap, and I'd probably never buy one, which he's correct. And so he wanted to get me something, and he did. He stepped up big time and bought me a Hulk 181. When he bought it, prices were high. They're a lot higher now, but they were still high back then, so he actually paid a pretty penny. But right now, in the condition this book is in, we're probably looking at $3,200 to $3,500, somewhere in there for this book. I can tell you he didn't spend that much for it, so if you wanted to make some money off it, I could definitely make some money off it, but obviously that's not going to happen. This book will stay in my collection forever, because it was a gift, and it's something special, and it's the first main appearance of Wolverine. 180, you guys know the argument, I don't care, whatever. But anyway, very cool book to have. Very honored to receive it as a gift and to be one of my grails. The 3 grails I have, these 3 I just showed you, and the only one I'm missing is the giant size X-Men, and I hope eventually to add that, but if I don't, I'll be happy with what I got, and that's the story of my life. So there you go. Anyway, I wanted to show you my most valuable books in my collection, and that was it. These are the ones I have left. I sold a lot of books. I sold, you know, like 30 long boxes of books just last year, and I actually have some more books I'm going to be selling very soon, just because I can't take them with me and I'm running out of space, and I thought I had more space than I did, and I don't, so I got to sell some more books, and I think I probably have about 3 long boxes of books, maybe a little bit more if I want to be safe, that I got to sell through, and I could use the money for the bus, so it's not a problem, but I just can't take them with me, and if I can't take them with me on the bus, then I don't want to leave them somewhere and have someone else get them. So anyway, that's all I got for you. Thank you so much for looking at my spendy books, and this is all a lot of fun making this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I'm just sitting here hanging out, going to play some Miss Pac-Man right now and call it good. All right, do me a favor. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You know what to do. I'll see you next time. Bye.